Have you ever wondered, where did it all begin? The origin of the universe is a topic that has puzzled and intrigued humanity since time immemorial. Ancient religions, philosophers, and modern scientists have all grappled with this grand question, each offering unique perspectives and theories. In the realm of ancient religions, the Holy Bible stands out with its claim for a completely transcendent origin of the universe. Noted astrophysicist Hugh Ross points out that among all ancient religions, only the Bible was spot on with this claim. Some later holy books, like the Mormon text Pearl of Great Price and the Quran, echo the concept of a transcendent origin, but include teachings that are inconsistent with that fact. William Lane Craig has also noted that the Genesis creation account is utterly unique among ancient religions. He noted that other religions had God creating within an already existent universe, whereas only the Bible had God creating the entire universe. In short, Genesis, the first book of the Bible, presents a creation account that is truly unique among all ancient religions. As stated in the 2015 article, The Unique Cosmology of Genesis 1 Against Ancient Near Eastern and Egyptian Parallels, no other ancient Near Eastern or Egyptian records present anything similar to the Genesis creation account. Fast forward to the 20th century, when the discovery of the cosmic microwave background, or CMB, by Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson in 1964, for which they received a Nobel Prize, gave a significant boost to the Big Bang theory. This discovery led to the widespread acceptance of the Big Bang model over Fred Hoyle's steady-state model. In the words of Arno Penzias, "The best data we have concerning the Big Bang are exactly what I would have predicted, had I nothing to go on but the 5 books of Moses, the Psalms, the Bible as a whole." Robert Wilson echoed these sentiments, stating, "Certainly there was something that set it all off. I can't think of a better theory of the origin of the universe to match Genesis." The COBE satellite brought the CMB into better resolution. George Smoot, who won a Nobel for his work on COBE, stated, "The question of the beginning is as inescapable for cosmologists as it is for theologians. There is no doubt that a parallel exists between the Big Bang as an event and the Christian notion of creation from nothing." And in 2000, Robert Jastrow, founder of NASA's Goddard Institute, stated, "Now we see how the astronomical evidence supports the biblical view of the origin of the world. The details differ, but the essential elements in the astronomical and biblical accounts of Genesis are the same. The chain of events leading to man commenced suddenly and sharply at a definite moment in time, in a flash of light and energy." Theoretical physics also provides evidence for an absolute beginning to the universe. In 1968 and 1970, Stephen Hawking, George Ellis, and Roger Penrose published papers extending Einstein's theory of general relativity to include measurements of time and space. According to their calculations, time and space had a finite beginning that corresponded to the origin of matter and energy. Yet speculations about quantum fluctuations in the first tiny smidgen of time prevented their calculations from being considered absolute proof for a beginning to the universe. Yet the Borde-Guth-Vilenkin theorem, which is based on special relativity instead of being based on general relativity, bypassed those speculations and offered a stronger proof for a beginning to the universe than was possible from general relativity alone. As Stephen Meyer stated in the year 2022, the Borde-Guth-Vilenkin theorem proves a beginning to the universe on the basis of considerations from special relativity that have nothing to do with whether or not there were quantum fluctuations within the first tiny smidgen of time after the beginning of the universe, and whether gravity might have worked differently or not. Instead, it is independent of all those kind of considerations and caveats that prevent us from saying that the Hawking, Penrose, Ellis results are absolute proofs for a beginning of the universe. Instead, you have a very strong proof of a beginning from theoretical physics that is not dependent on these conditions. As Alexander Vilenkin himself stated, "It is said that an argument is what convinces reasonable men, and a proof is what it takes to convince even an unreasonable man. With the proof now in place, cosmologists can no longer hide behind the possibility of a past eternal universe. There is no escape. They have to face the problem of a cosmic beginning." It is also interesting to note that Aaron Wall, who is a lecturer in theoretical physics at the University of Cambridge, developed the Wall theorem, which took thermodynamic considerations into account. The Wall theorem shows that even a quantum regime would have a beginning, and is therefore essentially to quantum physics what the BGV theorem is to classical physics. In short, Wall has now shown that when thermodynamics is taken into account, then this accounting for all intents and purposes renders the speculations about quantum fluctuations null and void, and thus make the initial proof from general relativity itself to be a more robust proof for an absolute beginning to the universe. In conclusion, we've come a long way in our understanding of whether the universe had a beginning or not, with empirical evidence from cosmology and considerations from theoretical physics both strongly indicating that the universe must have had an absolute beginning, thus confirming the Bible's utterly unique claim and/or prediction for a completely transcendent origin of the universe. As Vilenkin stated elsewhere, all the evidence we have says that the universe had a beginning. And as Robert Jastrow put it, the universe commenced in a flash of light and energy. In conclusion, against all of the other world's religions, and even against what was widely held to be true in modern science itself, of the universe being eternal, the Bible alone was correct in its claim that the universe was not eternal, but that it had an absolute beginning. To state the obvious, correctly predicting the creation of the entire universe, in the very first verse of the Bible no less, is fairly sure mark for the Bible's authenticity.